we are. And it's the end. Gosh, it's the end of October. Like, really? Do you ever have those moments like, what? Like, really? Really? Oof. And in that, I want to extend to you what I am working on extending to me, or let's say in practice of extending to me. The thoughts that I had in August, July and August really, takes time to really bring it to life. You've probably met my dear, dear, dear friend, bestie, and playmate in all things ridiculous and death-defying small talk, Nicole Natras. And on retreat with her, writing retreats with her, it is not uncommon to see her come out of the kitchen with a sweaty face and oven mitts on and everything, little bits of food on parts of her outfit, looking at us going, good food takes time. What a lesson. Good work takes time. Great decisions take time. The manifestation of beautiful plans takes time. My own story from the core takes time, as does yours. And today I thought I would share a little bit with you about what is moving for me and what you'll find in this update, which is a number of different events coming up between now and the end of December. The story of exposure is the story that I'm in right now. And for many of you, that might seem like, what? It might not quite make sense because I'm an extrovert, because I'm a storyteller, because something magical happens for me when I'm standing in front of people. And it's not just magical for me. Something magical happens in the exchange between my open heart and your open heart, and where art is in the middle. Art is like the bridge between us that opens our hearts and takes us places. But somebody's got to start, right? Somebody's got to be at the front of the room doing the art in order for that bridge to unfold. And that's me. And I am incredibly comfortable in that place. So this story of exposure might seem a bit strange for you, but I invite you to remember that in the evolution of our being, you've heard me say this before, in what has been entrusted to you, in the evolution of what has been entrusted to you, there will always be more. There will always be another step off the ledge. There will always be another unfolding that you can't see the end of it yet, but you really think and feel and maybe even hope and dream that there is, that it's there, that path will be there when you take the step. And so for me, that's around this work of exposure. Many of you know that I am completing my final year at WHEAT, Winnipeg's Holistic Expressive Arts Therapy Institute, and I'm becoming an expressive arts therapist. And the work that I am, the work I'm grounding my practice in is around this idea of being seen, and where performance becomes a modality for expressive arts therapy. And where I'm going with this, and to be clear, those of you like, oh, I've heard about that. You've heard bits about it. Yeah, there's such thing as narrative therapy. There's such thing as drama therapy. There's such thing as dance therapy. All of that those are modalities, and they're brilliant. And where I am really settling into, and it's my own work too, as you know, what we teach is also our greatest lesson. And what I'm grounding into and settling into is this experience of the practice of truly being seen. It's not the practice of performance as we know it. I'm actually dismantling performance or performers. How might performance come from a different place? How might I still be in front of you in a heightened state, taking responsibility for the message I am giving you, the connection I am offering you, the bubble and container that I have invited you into? How might I take responsibility for that and yet still feel like it's just you and me here? How might my heart be open enough that all parts of me are available to be seen, where the blend between what is, and if you've done writing with me before, you've heard this before, where the blend between private, personal, public, and divine becomes one shade of color. That's the direction that I'm going. That is the direction that my work is going. That is story from the core. And that is my own story of exposure. I have 3 performances coming up in the next little bit between now and December. One of them is a screening of Oh My God, November 16th. Another one is a solo storytelling night, December 21st. It's on the solstice. And another one is a choir performance, which will happen here on Bowen Island. And then I have another one coming up I think it's in January, but I'll share that with you later. And it's an adaptation of Waiting for Godot, written by a really good friend of Trevor's, Tony Binns, so now a friend of mine. And it's called Waiting for. I think it's Waiting for Godot, actually. And that is a clown piece. If you know Waiting for Godot, you know where I'm going with this. It's clown work rooted in narrative, and it's an adaptation. So that's coming up in February. So I'm sharing all of this with you, yes, because I'd love for you to come and play in these non-performance performances. Come to the screening, either in person or online. Come to the solstice piece on December 21st on Bowen Island, or come to Waiting for. But what I'm really offering you here is your own step forward into your own understanding of exposure and really letting yourself be seen. So thank you as always, for being here with me, for being a listener, for being in the space of whole body listening and having an experience with me. I think you're awesome. I so appreciate you. And have fun in this season's offering of the story of exposure. All right. And by the way, check out my website. I am updating it. I think it's awesome. And there's lots of cool stuff in it. All right. Love you lots. Your story matters.